Tom Aspinall fires back at Dana White for his comments and claps back at the haters. And to be honest, Aspinall is in here walking shit down. So in this video, we are going to talk about Tom Aspinall's bully era and how the hate after the UFC 321 eye poke has changed the course of the heavyweight division, because we could be getting a very different UFC heavyweight title fight at the end of all of this. So stick around to hear my thoughts. My name is Wyatt. Welcome to Fight Society. Tom Aspinall appeared on the Ariel Helwani show today, and hey, it's facts, all right? He's talking shit. He's clapping back at the UFC president. He's clapping back at the haters and the fan base. The show is still live right now. Tom Aspinall's segment is over. So we're going to react to just what Tom Aspinall had to say to the fans in this video right here, all right? So this is Tom Aspinall on the Ariel Helwani show.
How are you doing? How are you feeling a little over a month later?
I'm generally doing pretty good, thanks, mate. Yeah, everything in my life is pretty amazing. Can't complain.
How are the eyes?
The eyes are unfortunately not back to full health yet, so we're still waiting. We put the doctor's reports out recently.
Yes.
Which has been a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest with you, because I know there's a lot of haters out there. Of course, this is professional sport at the highest level. We have haters. But when the eye poke happened, obviously, eye pokes happen all the time in MMA, unfortunately. And got the eye poke. Obviously, everything went on from there. Went to the hospital, returned home. Didn't even check my phone or nothing for a while. And then I realized oh shit, people genuinely think that I fake this. People actually think that I was faking it.
That was the craziest thing to me about all of this. Even now, people are saying that he faked the doctor's notes as well. The guy waited for the biggest opportunity of his life for 15 months and has to fight Ciryl Gane as a consolation trophy and gets poked in the eye and fouled. And yet all of the casual fan base, the fucking brain dead fan base that thinks he faked this or quit in that fight because he didn't win the first round, all of a sudden think, oh yeah, Tom faked his way out of the biggest opportunity of his life. It's fucking pitiful.
And then I was like, did people actually see the replay of what happened? Because that was a full on eye poke. So then I was like, what is going on? Why are people thinking I'm faking this, after everything that I've been through to get there? So then I left it quite a while. I thought, right, I'm going to get all the doctor's notes included. I've been through it for loads and loads of tests for weeks. I've literally been in the hospital 2 or 3 times a week getting different tests. Then I come up with a doctor's report, and then people are like, oh, he's fucking crying about it. He's doing a media tour on it. He's milking it. And I'm like, bro, if you don't believe the eye poke, and you don't believe the doctor's reports, what are we doing? What's going on here? I didn't make this shit up. Go watch the replay, check out the doctor's reports.
It's crazy that people look at this eye poke right here and still think that he was faking it. It's fucking wild to me. And if you're one of these people in my comments that thinks that this was faked, you're either a Jon Jones glazer for no reason, because he's a fucking terrible person for a million reasons, or you just hate on anybody having some sort of success in their life because you don't have any going on, or you're just mad that your parlay didn't hit at UFC 321 because of this no contest, all right? It's fucking bullshit that Tom Aspinall, who is a company man, patient for months and months on end, waiting for the Jon Jones saga to play out, is getting treated like this. And he's the good guy here, all right? Jon Jones is the one that's in Russia hanging out with Ramzan Kadyrov. He's the one that's getting arrested for beating his wife in front of his children, allegedly. Take a hard look in the mirror, all right? I'm walking shit down in this video, okay? Take a hard fucking look in the mirror at how you are perceiving this situation, because it says a lot about what you have going on internally. If you're just trolling, and that's annoying. But if you genuinely think that Tom Aspinall quit this fight, or that he ran from this opportunity because he was losing by a smidge in the first round, you're fucking delusional. And this entire thing really exposed quite a bit of shitty fans that are a fucking virus in this sport.
You just cannot please these guys. These guys are fucking losers, man. These guys are just crazy haters who have got good going on in their life, obviously. I still got a lot of fans. I wanted to keep my fans
Bully Tom Aspinall's here. Fuck you guys. I swear to God.
updated with what's going on. And I appreciate everybody that's stuck by me.
Why do you feel like that's the sentiment? Why do you feel like people off the bat were blaming you and sending more hate your way than to the guy who inflicted the damage, who inflicted the foul on you?
I have no idea, because I think I'm generally a pretty liked human being. But the thing with success, right? This is something that I've learned, and I'm still learning even more and more. It's like, you do good. People always want you to do good, like on the way up. As soon as you get all the way up, people get uncomfortable and they want to bring you down. And unfortunately, I have experienced my fair share of that, which is crazy. Like you say, I think this might be the only sport that, like, you can be not the fouler, but the foulee. And it's your fault when you get fouled. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. I did not know.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. Where's the hate for Surreal gone? Where's the hate for Surreal gone? He cheats in every fight. He cheated in this fight multiple times leading up to the eye poke that ended it. And we still have people acting like Surreal gone is like the one that like ended Tom Aspinall's career or something. And speaking of his career, we'll get to that in a moment, because Tom Aspinall's career could be in jeopardy because of this whole eye thing. But for fuck's sake, man, where is the hate for Surreal gone? He cheated and costed us a result in the title fight. Oh my God. It's fucking ridiculous.
That I would be getting so much hate for a guy that I did everything right. Went out there, played fair, tried to knock my guy out, and I got fouled. Absolutely no fault of my own, and I'm getting loads of hate. But you know what? There is some sour people out there who don't like people seeing other people do good. And I've realised that. I've learned from it. My skin's got a little bit thicker because of it. And we move on.
So I was just going to ask you that, because over the past year, you were sort of viewed as the sympathetic figure in the Jon Jones saga, and a lot of people had your back. But here we have a situation where it felt like a lot of people were turning on you, and this being the first time in your career that you experience it, how have you handled it? How have you handled people questioning your integrity, your character, your motives, things like that?
You know what? I don't think it is that a lot of people have turned on me. I think I've got a lot of really good, loyal fans. And I think there's a lot of amazing MMA fans out there who absolutely love the sport. I think that the haters out there who are not real MMA fans, they think, like, for example, I don't say anything for weeks after my fight. And people are like, he's gone into hiding because he knew that he quit. And then the same people, when I put out doctors' reports and footage from doctors, are like, he's fucking crying about it. He's milking it, blah, 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 all that stuff. Like, I don't carry on the fight because I can't see. And the same people, if I would have carried on and got knocked out, would have been like, his ego's too big. He shouldn't have carried on. Like, these are just haters. They're just haters. Like, I've got so many loyal fans, so many positive.
And that's one thing that's so disappointing, is the way that goes with a certain portion of the fan base. You just can't win. They move the goalposts wherever. And there's some content creators out there, YouTubers, that I'm cool with. And I see them fucking talking about Tom Aspinall being a quitter, milking it, all this stuff. Fuck that shit. You guys are thirsty for views, and that's why you're spinning these conspiracies, all right? I'm the fucking MMA YouTube 6'9", all right? I'm walking shit down. I walk shit down! If you got a problem, say something. Just because you're thirsty for views doesn't mean you have to make this the MMA conspiracy time, all right? MMA Conspiracy 101, where you guys just start spinning BS to get the fan base riled up, and you know exactly who you are. If me saying this hurts your feelings, you know exactly who you are. I'm talking about you.
If people around me, my inner circle is so positive and good that I'm just trying to focus on that rather than these like low life people who just want to drag successful people down to their level. Like, I'm the frigging heavyweight champion in the world. Don't you forget it. I earned my way to get into this spot. I've got multiple records in the UFC, and I did shit that most of these people couldn't even dream of doing. So that's why they're trying to drag me down.
At the moment, Tom, which eye is bothering you more?
So I got the double eye gouge. Actually, I'm going to stop calling it an eye poke. In fact, to be honest, I want to get these interviews done and just move on with it, because I've been quiet for a long time. I'm aware that I need to update people, and then like we can talk about it and move on. Because after this week, I'm not even going to bother with it. But I got a double eye gouge, so it wasn't even like an eye poke. It was like an eye gouge. So both eyes. The left eye, my left eye, the left eye looked worse, but the right eye is the one that had the most damage. So
he's faking it. There you go. There's your evidence, guys. He's faking it.
I'm still, yeah, there we go. Look at that. I'm like a friggin' human bowling ball there. Big shout out to MMA Guru who said that I'm like a human bowling ball.
Ariel's not going to like that Guru shout out on his show.
It's like, yeah, the one that looked deeper actually did the least damage.
Okay. And so as of right now, it's the eye on the screen left or right. Yes.
This one's the bad one. My right eye.
And right here we have Tom Aspinall actually talking about the whole idea of him leaving for boxing, which his father and head coach Andy Aspinall said that they wanted Tom Aspinall to fight out his UFC contract and go box. Now, this is what he has to say in regards to that conversation.
Well, my dad said that he wanted me to box from the beginning. And also, those remarks were coming from my dad and not me. But also, like, what did we get into this combat sports thing to do? Like, I'm a prize fighter. Like, before I had UFC champion and all that stuff on my Instagram bio, I had the word prize fighter there because we want to fight for the most money possible. Like, we're putting our health and safety on the line for other people's entertainment. So we want to do it for the most money possible. And my dad being a dad for me, if he sees me going out there and risking my life, that he wants me to do it for the most money possible. So I think that's what he was getting at. That he wasn't like in public negotiation with the UFC or anything like that. He was just speaking honestly.
You know, the UFC, they don't like when people talk about boxing or fighting out the contract, especially as champion. So I was wondering if this became an issue or a distraction in the buildup to the fight, or if you guys heard about it, that they were unhappy that this was being discussed.
And we'll get to this in a moment, but this whole unhappiness with Tom from the UFC, I'm telling you, this is going to be a conversation, guys. This is going to be a conversation. Pereira versus Jones after they fucking strip Tom Aspinall, because we actually don't know when Tom's coming back. Telling you, Tom is in hot water with the UFC for a lot of reasons now. Whether it's fair or not, White House, undisputed heavyweight belt, Tom Aspinall gets screwed. I'm telling you.
I didn't hear about it until after the fight.
Can I ask, do you share his sentiment? Would you like to fight out your contract and go on to boxing?
Never say never, but I think that I've got more. I always said it from the beginning, like I got work to do in the UFC. So
that'll buy him some good grace with the UFC.
Right now and before the fight, that wasn't really something that I was thinking about.
Okay.
But I do understand. Like, we fight for the most money possible. We want to make as much money out of this stuff as possible. So I understand completely about where my dad or anybody else would be coming from with stuff like that.
Do you think it's inevitable at some point you will try that out? You will go down that path before it's all said and done?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I just want to make it clear 100% while I'm answering these questions that might be seen as distractions, is that these things did not distract me at all in fight week. So,
and this is Tom Aspinall right here doubling down on Ciryl Gane being a cheater.
Sunday, you full-blown called him a cheater. You think that he is a cheater and, I dare I say, a dirty fighter as a result of that, right? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like he did this on purpose?
Mate, the evidence is there, my friend. It's not the first fight that he's been a big meanie and cheating, pulling out dirty tactics. Even the GOAT, Jon Jones himself, said that he cheats.
Mm-hmm. Now, this right here is one of the most important parts that I referenced at the very beginning of this video, because Ariel Helwani asks about Dana White's post-fight comments, where Dana White essentially calls Tom a quitter. He said Tom didn't want to continue. He was bloodied up, all this stuff. And Tom is really not happy with the president of the company saying that Tom quit and that he was fine, quote unquote fine, without having any medical updates at all. And honestly, dirty business by Dana White, but it's not the first time he's done some dirty shit. Quick break. If you're loving this video and you want more from Fight Society, click that join button down below to become a channel member today, where you'll get access to members only live streams, behind the scenes vlogs, and all the unfiltered stuff that we don't post to the main channel. Back to the video.
Post-fight press conference, Tom, and Dana White is there, and his demeanor initially seemed to be one of someone who was upset, annoyed. And then he said the line that has been dissected, and you talked about it a little bit on your YouTube channel, where his take was Tom didn't want to continue. It didn't feel like he was defending you or the decision not to fight or the injury or even being critical of Ciryl. It seemed like he was upset that the fight didn't continue because it was back and forth, and it seemed like he was actually rather complimentary of Ciryl. When you heard his comments, how did you react?
Yeah, slightly slightly disappointing because he hadn't spoke to me. He hadn't give any he was already giving updates on my health, and he had no idea what had gone on.
Dirty business by Dana White. Fucking terrible.
Yeah. So disappointing, mate. Disappointing.
The notion of it being framed as Tom didn't want to continue, as opposed to he got poked in the eye, he couldn't see, he can't get that stuff. That phrase, the way that picture was painted, in the moment you're in the hospital, you're hearing this, you're seeing this, and how did that sit with you?
I was very disappointed. Yeah, very disappointed.
Do you think the way that was phrased led to some of the criticism afterwards? In other words, if he would have come up and said, poked in the eye, illegal, couldn't see, couldn't continue, serious injury, et cetera, people would have laid off. They would have taken cues from him.
It definitely didn't help the cause. Definitely didn't.
Have you spoken to him since?
No.
Is that disappointing?
I've spoken to the UFC since, but I've not spoken to, me and Dana don't really speak like that anyway, so.
Ever?
No. Ever.
Is that surprising?
No, it's not surprising because Dana doesn't give a fuck about the UFC anymore. That's why Hunter Campbell does this shit. If we're being honest, you're heavyweight champion in the world who should be getting put on world tours before these title fights, all of that. Doesn't even talk to the president of the company who used to, go on world tours with McGregor, used to go on world tours for press conferences with Khabib, with Anderson Silva. But no. Now we're at a point where Dana White just doesn't give a fuck about the UFC, and that's obvious. Hunter Campbell is running the UFC at this point, and it'd honestly just be better for the company if Dana White would let somebody else take over the promotional aspect, the matchmaking aspect, because it just is so blatantly obvious that Dana White does not care about the UFC much at all, except for the $20-30 million paycheck he's getting every year from them.
Not really. I mean, no, it's not. I mean, I've never really, I've said hello here and there, but I don't really have a relationship with Dana. I have a relationship with, I speak to Hunter.
You're the heavyweight champion of the world. You're a huge star. You've taken fights on short notice. You've been backup fighter. You stayed on the sidelines for et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It surprises me a little bit, the face of the UK fight scene, all that stuff. It surprises me that you have no kind of relationship with him.
I don't really know what to say. That's the way it is.
Has he sent you a text or DM in the aftermath? Hope you're feeling better.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. He actually gave, like I said, he started giving updates that there was nothing wrong with my eye when that isn't the case. So
right.
So the president of the company has not spoken to Tom Aspinall at all. His right-hand man, Hunter Campbell, is the one talking to Tom Aspinall, asking Tom Aspinall if they can help him get doctors, different treatment, better doctors, whatever, knowing that his eye has not gotten better and that it's still in a very, very bad place. But Dana's saying nothing's wrong with Tom Aspinall's eye. We're going to get him back. Book the rematch as soon as possible. Can we be honest about Dana White at this point? Get him out of the UFC. Real. Get him out of the UFC. This is such bullshit that your biggest star is not the biggest star in the company. I'm not delusional about Tom Aspinall's star power, but he's a star. He's the heavyweight champ. He's not McGregor. He's not Khabib. He's not Jon Jones or anybody like that. He's not any of those type of level of stars, Oliveira, Pereira, Ilia Topuria, but he's up there. Paddy Pimblett, he's up there, okay? And Dana White is not talking to him at all and doesn't have a relationship, but then he goes on these live streams where he lazily announces fights. He's like, Tom Aspinall's good. We're going to get him booked real soon. Hasn't even talked to him. And his right-hand man is trying to get Tom better health treatment to get him back sooner. Knowing that shit is not getting, that's crazy.
No, I've done a lot for the UFC, so yeah, disappointing.
Do you feel let down?
I have been in contact with the UFC, so it's not like Dana isn't the whole promotion.
Okay.
I've still, been in contact with Hunter and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have a close relationship with Dana anyway.
Do you feel like they've taken care of you, the organization?
In terms of what?
In the aftermath, I don't know what they're telling you, go to this doctor, we'll take care, we'll fly you out, this specialist, we have your back, take your time. Have they shown you the love and support that someone in your position deserves?
Not really.
Not really.
Is that frustrating?
Yeah, well, it's disappointing, mate.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
There you have it, okay? Tom Aspinall, not on good terms with the UFC. Now, we have a gang of people saying that Tom Aspinall faked the eye injury, all of that he's milking it. This is the doctor's report right here. Patient has been diagnosed with bilateral traumatic Brown's syndrome, okay? He has a serious injury. And here we have another video from Dr. Brian Sutterer giving an update explaining what's going on and also talking about what even is Brown syndrome, so that people saying that Tom is milking it, that Tom is scared to fight Ciryl Gane, that he would have lost to Jon Jones, any of that, all these conclusions that are getting jumped to. One, the UFC's treating him like shit. And two, this is what is actually going on with Tom Aspinall's eye.
Understand what they mean by this Brown syndrome, we have to first understand that there are muscles that control the movements of our eyeballs. Our eyeballs, as we look around and go through the world, our eyeballs are moving in synchronization with one another, and it's muscles that are controlling which direction the eyes move. Injury to these muscles can mean that the eyes do not track appropriately in conjunction with one another. So one eye is going off this way, the other one's stuck staying forward, or maybe they're just slightly off from one another. Same with looking up, looking to the side. And so all these different muscles are controlling the position and the movement of our eye. And it's important that they fire with one another and in synchronicity. Otherwise, we get double vision because we're getting abnormalities with how those signals are coming back to our optic nerve, the retina, back into our brain. One of those specific muscles is called the superior oblique muscle. And it's really weird with how it kind of comes off the inner part of the eye here and then takes this little loop, and there's a little band of tissue called a trochlea that it kind of goes underneath before then going over and anchoring into the eye. And that superior oblique muscle is what is affected with Brown syndrome. Abnormalities in this superior oblique trochlea complex is what causes Brown syndrome. This can be acquired, meaning something like a trauma. This can be congenital.
Or a double eye poke, you know?
But what happens is because it's not working properly, you don't get perfect upward gaze in particular when the eyes are looking in together. But what this does is it causes your eyes to, again, not be moving properly with one another because that muscle is not able to control the rotational ability of the eyeball in different positions. Now, it's good that we saw in the MRI that there was no trauma to this muscle. It doesn't look like it's torn or ruptured, but somehow it's not moving smoothly through that little trochlea and therefore not controlling the eye adequately. We also heard about this orbital wall fracture. So the orbit is going to be the socket of the eye. It's comprised of all these different bones that make up the skull. All those come together to form the socket of the eye. And so a fracture in the medial part of the orbital socket is going to be one of those bones. And medial orbital socket fractures, frankly, any orbital socket fracture can cause some entrapment of these muscles. It can cause some swelling of these muscles. What's a little bit not clear from the stuff that Aspinall shared is it said the initial CT scan showed some concern for it, but that the follow-up MRI showed no structural abnormalities. So I'm not sure if there was in fact an orbital wall fracture or not. But even if it was something super small and tiny, non-displaced, you're not going to need to do surgery for that. It should heal up and do just fine. The eye motion should come back if it's being affected once the swelling goes down, so not as big of a concern. So what basically happened here is that there was some trauma that caused dysfunction.
So what he's saying is that it's bad enough to not be fighting right now, and it's bad in general, but it's not so bad to where it'll never heal. But the reality is Tom Aspinall can't train right now. He's not even allowed to drive. And with no timetable for Tom Aspinall's return, along with his bad relationship with Dana White and the UFC, I feel like they're not taking care of him right now or doing any sort of due diligence to support him as the heavyweight champ that has done so much for the company. I am telling you guys, Tom Aspinall is going to get stripped or vacate, some sort of forced vacating. And they're going to do Jones versus Pereira at the White House for the heavyweight belt. And then we're going to have to fucking repeat Jones versus Aspinall saga all over again. Because Jones would beat Pereira pretty easily. Pereira used to be a middleweight, moving up to 205, moving up to a third weight class at heavyweight for the heavyweight belt with Jon Jones. Jon Jones is going to fucking wrestle him and beat him early, in my opinion. And this is my favorite fighter right here, Alex Pereira. Even with that said, Jones beats him super easily. And then guess what? We have Jones Aspinall saga part 2. I want 30 million. I want this. I want that. Or Jones just retires after beating Pereira. And then the heavyweight division, as far as like a legitimacy standpoint, integrity standpoint, is fucked. And nobody's going to take Tom Aspinall seriously. So this is where we're at. And this is all Jon Jones's fault, Dana White's fault, and Ciryl Gane's fault. But for some reason, Tom Aspinall is the one catching all of the blame for this. And I'm not standing for that shit, okay? I'm not standing for that shit for 1 second. I'm in here. These are facts. I'm telling you, this is facts. It's a tough spot for Tom Aspinall. I hope that this all gets worked out in a manner to where he can rematch and beat Ciryl Gane, because that's the only way that he vindicates his part in all of this. And yeah, it's looking pretty rocky for the UFC heavyweight champ right now, and it's fucked up. And Dana White should be out of the promotion. He should move on to whatever it is that's next, Zuffa Boxing, whatever. Put somebody else in charge that gives a shit, all right? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you want more from Fight Society? Like and subscribe below this video, and click the join button to become a channel member today to get access to behind-the-scenes vlogs and members-only live streams.